On today's episode, we're going to go in-depth tactically on Aston Villa. 1, Manchester City. 0, Guardiola got Unai good and proper. And we're going to go into it now in great detail. We're going to go to the tactical pad, heat maps, passing networks, average positions, images of note. We're going to go through the data. We're going to analyse the game. And I'm just absolutely buzzing with the performance. But I'm more buzzing that the tactical game plan that Unai Emery set was just absolutely perfect. It was brilliant. The players fully executed it. We set little traps. We were, with the one word that I'm going to use, we were brave. And I think you're going to start to see why we were brave. But we just had everything: aggression, quality, pace, power. We had the lot, and I loved it. So, if you are still buzzing and you are enjoying the tactical content and you're going to enjoy this show, make sure you are hitting that like button. Let's hype this episode up. Let's try and get 1,000 likes on this one. Let's try and do it. Subscribe to the channel if you're new as well. And most importantly, comment your thoughts. Right, let's get straight into it then. Let's have a look at the average positions on a tactical pad, and then we'll have a look at some of the other tactical elements of this game as well. So the one thing that you can note is how congested central midfield was. And we know that a lot of teams are trying to shut Villa out through central midfield. But I actually now feel like with our structure and the way that we're playing and the confidence, we're able to just pass around teams now. We are so comfortable at finding that space, finding that progressive pass, and everything's just coming together nicely. So many times yesterday, we'd been in a real deep situation. Martinez to Pau, to Digne, to Onana. We'd get out, we'd find Buendia, and we were away. We are so good at playing out from the back. It is unbelievable. We were brilliant at playing through central midfield, breaking through the lines, driving at Manchester City in this heavily congested area. And Manchester City, they've got great technical players in central midfield. And we was able to just bypass and play through them. And one thing that I mentioned on the tactical look before the game was, can we exploit these areas? And Aston Villa were brilliant at doing it. You saw the Ollie Watkins clean through. You saw Luca Dean on the left clean through. You saw John McGinn on the right. All these, Sancho, all these elements of finding, attacking the space. Emery did it, and he was perfect at doing it. Because as you can see, if we have a look at the makeup of the actual Man City team and what they did, they moved into a back three with John Stones being a centre-half, moving into central midfield. So you can see Stones moved into central midfield. Haaland was dropping quite deep. And then you'd got 3 players running off Haaland. But notice the lack of width from Man City. They were so narrow. And Aston Villa were able to suffocate and just bring Manchester City in centrally. And how did we do this? Well, we did this because we was able to play through the lines. So what it meant was a lot of Man City players had to come inside and get very narrow. So that element was just absolutely fantastic. I also absolutely loved this from Aston Villa. And it shows just tactical flexibility of what we had to do during this game. Was when we went into that back 5 and that back 6, and we was in this little 3 in midfield with 2 or the 4 and the 1. And Kamara was dropping into making up that 5 at the back. We'd got a 6 at times. And I just think, again, during a game state, all of these different elements to our performance showed how switched on we had to be during the whole game. And you obviously, you can't, not like a bad team can't do this. Like a really top coach team have to be able to do it. Players like Boubacar Kamara, who can just seamlessly occupy space and tactically switch on. I thought that was brilliant from Aston Villa. Now, if we just go and have a look at the heat maps for both sides. I want to show you the expansion of Aston Villa's system. So if we have a look at the two teams and the average positions together, look how expansive our system is. That is brave, because what you're doing is you are having distances between your players. Now, sometimes you might think, okay, right, we're coming up against Man City. We're gonna have to get really narrow. We're gonna have to get narrow. We're gonna have to limit the space. Not Villa. We went about our business as normal. But like I said, at the right moment, we knew when we had to go into a back five. We knew when we had to defend. We knew when we had to get tight. We sensed the danger, but we didn't let that affect how we want to be and the team that Unai wants to be. 3 years Unai's been here, and this is all the makeup of those 3 years on the training ground, getting that belief. And I just thought this was perfect from Aston Villa. Like, you could sometimes go, oh, you sat in, you defended for your lives, blah, 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 and you got lucky. We didn't get lucky. We choose to defend in certain ways. And sometimes, yes, it might look, oh, we camped in on the edge of our box, but we're chill. We're controlled. We're happy to be there. We're not getting sort of like disheveled all over the place and last ditch and run ragged. It's quite controlled, even when we're defending. And I think we'll get into that in a second as well. But just look at the width from Villa and look how narrow Man City were. That was Aston Villa making Man City go narrow. Do they want to go? No. Man City don't want Savinho to be inside like that. They want him to be out wide. Oscar Bob, they want him to be out wide at the same time as well. But Villa were making them come inside because of how we were breaking through those lines as well. So we've got Matty Cash, who was just sensational. Konsa, Pau, look how advanced Digne is. We've got Onana, Boubacar Kamara, kind of screening, protecting. Central position of Morgan Rogers. Why? Because get him central, then you get a 3 in midfield, then he can attack down the middle, and we saw him breaking and driving forward. John McGinn, Ollie Watkins, and Emi Buendia. And then for Manchester City, you can see how narrow everything is. Haaland, you've got Reinders, we've got Phil Foden, Nunez, Stones, Diaz, Gvardiol. So this was really good from Villa, and I was very impressed during pretty much all of the game, to be honest, of how good we were, and it was very, very good to see. Really pleasing. Right, so again, we can see now we are going to have a look at Aston Villa's passing network, which highlights the expansive nature of our team. We have got a lot of width on that left-hand side. A lot of width. Look how much width Luca Dean had got in this game. Look how advanced he was. So when I was talking about us not just camping in and defending, that's expansive. We've got Matty Cash on the opposite side, so it's a little bit more asymmetric, a little bit more offset. We've got Boubacar Kamara, Onana, Morgan Rogers, the central hub of our team, who was able to knit things together, and then a massive focal point in Ollie Watkins. He's crucial to us because those runs drag players out of position. They push the opposition back. They create the gaps, the distances. Then you get Rodgers able to drive, Buendia able to drive, Digne able to go through there. So Ollie Watkins' role is absolutely crucial for me because he offers so much. And when you're watching football and analysing it, it's not all about what you do on the ball. It's what you're doing off the ball. Making space for teammates is vitally important. Working hard for the team, whether Evan Guesson comes on and wins a free kick, absolutely massive, relieves pressure. It's huge. It's absolutely huge. And you can see that everybody's got a network, apart from really Buendia to Watkins and McGinn to Watkins, but everything else. But for me, guys, Villa's central midfield was just absolutely unbelievable. And Manchester City, we can see their network now, how narrow it is. Yes, it's intricate. There's a lot of stuff going on into central areas. They went long, but was able to deal with it pretty well. And I think we just forced them into a bit of a narrow mess, really, where they couldn't really get into, say, the zones where they really want to be sort of camped in your half for like sustained periods. We just played so well against them. But what was the best thing about this performance for me was Aston Villa's central midfield too. They absolutely bossed it. Kamara, Onana were just sensational. You can see that Kamara misplaced 3 passes and everything else. This has got everything. It's got forwards, sideways, backwards, control, but also just the way in which he operates now is just so good. But he wasn't the best one for me, because Aston Villa's best central midfielder, I thought, was Amadou Onana, because he was just a midfield monster. Stepping out, driving, calm, but also clever with his passes. There was a couple of times where he could have played the pass quickly, but he just waited for the movement and the run, and he played it, mainly to Digne. And I just thought Onana was just so good. And this is the Onana that we need to see, who's calm, composed, just healthy, fit, getting around the pitch, just bossed it. And that midfield too for Aston Villa just operated so well. We overpowered Man City. We overpowered it. And that was the combination that I personally wanted to see. But early on, we got wind of what we were going to get from Onana, because you can see him here now, just driving into a little bit of space. He plays a nice pass to Buendia, and then Buendia wriggles away, and we were away and we were attacking. But Onana just driving forward, I thought was immense. Again, second half, picking it up under pressure from Haaland. No problem. Get off me. I'm going. And he was driving into that space, and he was just brilliant. And again, we could see early on, this is when I was talking about him just having time, calm. But in these areas here, I cannot highlight how good we are at these little moments here. These little passes, finding space, playing it out of these areas, tight areas. Just be confident. And he was perfect for me. So for Onana, that's what I kind of want to see a lot more from him. Those runs of attacking the space, what we spoke about, these areas, beautiful ball from Pau Torres. Can we attack that space in there? Yes, we can. And we can see that we're able to go over the Manchester City defence. And that's what you've got to do. It's congested narrowly, attack the space. You can see here now, we've got Kamara, Onana, central. We've got Buendia coming to the ball. His movements probably dragged one or this player in through here. So I thought that was perfect. I actually feel like Villa went a little bit man for man at times as well, which was really good. But again, something that is just a game state. Did we do it all game? No, we didn't. But when we needed to, this is what we did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 at the back, guys. 7 at the back when required. And this was from open play as well. So it's not like we're defending a set piece. This is just an open play moment. But we knew when we had to do this, which was brilliant. And this should lead me on now to my last point. And it's Villa's line and Villa's high line. Now, we saw this in the Champions League season when we qualified for it, how good we were. And we're starting to get back to doing it again. Now, why have I got this image? And I've got this image because this is the last couple of minutes of the game when Aston Villa could become tired, lazy. We've heard this before from Emery. look at this line. It's absolutely perfect. And this is the dying embers of the game. And we're able to play this player offside. Now, I'm not one of these that go, when something like this happens, goes, he should have timed his run better. No, this is the Villa line being straight and playing him offside. If that line is a little bit more to the goal, it's 1-1. I cannot tell you how impressed I am with this image. I could look at this image all day, actually, because it's perfect. And you've got the runner that's trying to run through there. We've got cover. We've got a threat here still. We've got threat. 1v1, no bother. But yeah, to play that offside from there, very, very good. So I thought that was so important. And then finally, the goal that we scored, yes, it's probably meant to go to Rodgers, but look at Pau Torres doing his job. Pau doing his job, holding one of their players to stop them getting further forward. And then Matty Cash. This goal, guys, oh my God, it's class. It's so, so good. He's like, hit it, and it's curled away, and it's gone into that corner bit, the side netting of the inside. When it hits there, it's a goal, isn't it? It's like it's guaranteed goal. Keeper can't get there. So Cash, absolutely brilliant. Set pieces. I thought we defended set pieces pretty well. I'd have just liked Martinez to just come for a little bit more. I think we could have had him relieve a little bit towards the end of the game, but really creative. And that's one for the what does McPhee do? Well, he McPhee's. He cooks. He cooks little game plans and he cooks his set pieces because we've managed to score from one. So absolutely brilliant stuff there. Right, let's have a little look at some of the numbers then from some of the Villa players who need serious amounts of praise. And for me, someone going massively under the radar at the minute is Luka Dean. He had Kudus in his back pocket last week, and he's had 4 out of 4 duels won, 87% passing accuracy, and he's just looked very, very good, really defensive. 1 key pass, tackles, 2 out of 3. Top performance from him. Matty Cash, 4 out of 8 won, 81% passing accuracy. Very, very good from him. What else have we got from him? 1 interception, 4 clearances, 2 recoveries. Onana, 98% passing accuracy, 2 out of 3 tackles. Just unbelievable. Colossal for Villa. 1 interception, 3 clearances, 4 block shots, 6 out of 7 ground duels, no aerials won. Incredible for Villa. Kamara, 95% passing accuracy, 4 out of 10 duels won, 1 out of 2 aerials. Rodgers only gave the ball away 8 times, back to looking very good. 1 out of 1 dribble success, 76% passing accuracy. Pau, passing accuracy, what we got here, 91. Konsa, let's have a look. We've got 95. Just really good from Villa. Martinez, what was his passing? 68% passing accuracy. So, especially from those two in midfield, very, very good. Now, I just want to go to some of the more nitty-gritty numbers, what Unai Emery really loves in these performances. And it's some of the duel numbers. Unai Emery, first and foremost, wants Villa to win their duels. So it's important that we do that. We won 58% of ours. City won 42. We'd got 46% dribble success. They'd got 35. Tackles won, 61% for Villa, 56 for Man City. We've got passing to the final third, 81% for Man City, 60 for Villa. Long balls, 50% for City, 42 for Villa. Crosses, 33 for City, 25 for Villa. Now, one little number that I did feel was very good was Aston Villa's passes against Man City, 449, and City were 504. So that's not actually a big distance. You know, when I think of Man City, I think of all the possession, all the passes, and Villa would be in and around like 200. But we were like 449. So very, very good from Villa. XG 0.81 for Villa, 1.18 for Man City, 47% possession for Villa, 53 for Man City. So you can see here as well, we can do this where we have a look at where teams attacked Villa left and right, and then Man City were predominantly down the left. So I like this because it shows that we can go both sides, which is really, really good. So this was a top performance from Villa. It had everything, and it was very, very Unai Emery. And his game plan was perfect. Confidence is there. We are building. If we have a little look at the Premier League table now, we'll be able to see that Aston Villa are sitting in a nice little position now. So we are on a 5-game unbeaten run, 4 wins in a row. And we are only 3 points behind Bournemouth in second. And we are level on points with Liverpool. And we are right back in this mix now. And after, you know, a shaky start, we've recovered. We've recovered well, and we are back in the mix where we need to be. We are back 3 points off second. Off fourth, we are 2 points. So we're right in it. So we just need to now maintain consistency from now until the end of the season. We have shown that we can beat the best teams. We can beat Man City. We can beat Spurs. And yeah, some people will go, Spurs aren't the best team. But look where they are on the table is important, because sometimes you can look at a table and go, okay, for example, Fulham. Right, we beat Fulham. But we beat Fulham when they were near the top end, when they were banging form. So it's interesting when you look at the table and you go, yeah, you've beat Fulham, the 17th, but they were about 6th when we played them, banging form. So just maintain consistency now and just keep going, keep working hard. I think I got what I expected from the last 2 games, because regular viewers will know that I said on one of the previews, do you think coming up against better teams will make us better? And at times I do think that's correct, because we have to find 2 ways of playing, basically, with our style. We have to be able to break teams down with our style, and then we have to be able to compete against the best teams when you don't have all of the ball. So recently we've been able to beat those low blocks, which is good. Next stage is to consistently keep beating these top teams, i.e. Liverpool at the weekend. So a very good performance from Villa has given me a lot of confidence and a bit of a buzz. And I just can't wait to watch us again now. We need to keep working hard, keep fighting, and we can achieve what we want to achieve this season. So if you've enjoyed this episode, make sure you smash the likes, hype the episode up. Let's go for 1,000. Subscribe to the channel and comment your thoughts. That's really important. Up the Villa.